What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video I'll show you how to create a simple pencil illustration of Sonic the Hedgehog. For today's lesson we'll need some paper and something to draw with. I'll be drawing with this 0.7mm mechanical pencil with a 2B graphite stick, but you're welcome to use whatever you'd like. And if you want more details on our art supplies, I'll leave a list with links in the description below. For today's drawing we want to start with some basic shapes and then layer the details on after. So on the left side of our page, let's sketch a line coming down the center of our page. We'll start from the very top. Just going to lightly work our way down towards the bottom. I'm just using these short lines. Now, let's go to the center and draw another line going across from left to right. So we'll start with the left side and stretch that out towards the right. Now we're going to be using these two lines to help us create a circle in the center of our page. So from that center point, let's move up. Just going to mark off the top for a circle, somewhere around here. Now let's measure that distance from the center down towards the bottom and do the same thing. Now we want to repeat that across this horizontal line. So measuring the distance from the center over towards the left, and then also the right. Now I want to connect the center point of each mark with a curve to create our circle. So let's start with the top left, and the circle doesn't have to be perfect. Just going to get the right size and placement on the center left side of our page. And this is going to define the size of the head. Now with this portrait, we're going to turn the head over towards the left side. So let's take that center seam and bend this over towards the left. So I'm going to connect the top and bottom with a curve. We're just going to bend this out, come down the side, and then back in towards the middle, across the bottom. Now we're going to take that bottom half of our circle in between the middle and the bottom. Let's mark this off in the center, and then stretch this out towards the left and right with a straight line. And we'll place the top edge of the muzzle across this line. So let's start from the left, we're going to step down, bend this up towards that center seam, curve this down towards the middle. Let's bend this back up towards the right. Now right in this area, it's going to round out the cheek, coming around and then back in. Let's go to that center seam. We're going to draw an oval, going out for the nose, go across and then back in. Now let's add some shape to the eyes. Starting from the top of the muzzle along the center, it's going to curve the right eye. We're going to go up, go around the top, bring this down the side, and now let's just bend that in towards the top of the muzzle. Let's go back to the center, bend this up across the left side. I'm going up towards the same height, and I'm just going to bend that down towards the side of our circle. Now I want to round out the bottom of the brow in the center, coming around and then back up. And then we're going to add a thick fold around the top of the brow, starting from the left side of the head, going around the eye, up towards the top, then this in and then down toward that center seam. Let's do the same thing on the right. Just going to follow this curve of the eye, going up towards the top, come around. I'm just going to bring this down towards the center line of our circle. Let's add some shape to the ears. Starting on the outside of our circle, draw a straight line going up to about there. Now I'm going to angle this down and then in on top of the head. Now I'm going to tuck the left ear in behind the head, starting up here, then this up and then out, come down and in on top of the left brow. Now I'm going to add those 3 spikes on the right side of the head. Let's start from the left side of the head, bend this up. We're going to go on top of the ear, round this out, and then come down towards the end to right about there. Now I want to bend this back in towards the right side of our circle, coming in and then down. Let's go to the side of our ear, draw the second spike. We're going to go out, come all the way around, and then down towards the bottom. Now I want to bend this up and in towards the side of our muzzle. Let's add one more spike across the bottom, starting on the right side of our circle, going out, bring that all the way down towards the bottom of the spike. And I'm just going to tuck this up and then in underneath the chin. Now that we have the basic shape of the head, we're going to go back and clean this up by erasing some of these guidelines. Now we're going to use this rough sketch as a guide to help us modify the shape and add some more details. Let's start by adding in the iris and pupil. On the inside of the left eye, we draw a half oval. We're going to come down towards the bottom and just tuck that up underneath the brow. Now we're just going to line this up all the way over on the right side, right about here. Draw that same size oval, coming down and then back up. Let's go back and add some more shape to the nose. We're going to start from the inside along the top, bend this out and up towards the tip, round out the nose. The nose gets narrower as you come back in. Just going to round out the inside. Let's add a small highlight oval on the tip. Now we're going to go back and just separate the brow in the center with a fold going across toward the left. We're just going to bend this up on the inside and round out the eye. Just going to add a fold on the outside and on the top and tuck the eye in underneath. Again, just going back and just modifying the shape. Just going to darken up our lines as we go. Just working our way across the muzzle. Now let's add the mouth over on the right side. We're going to start with a bracket, going across the corner of the mouth, come down along the top towards the inside, draw the bottom of the mouth, coming down, and then tucking that up underneath. Let's add the teeth, and then the tongue coming down. Let's add some shape to the ear. We're going to bend the top, going out, round up the ear, and bend the bottom, coming in towards the brow. Add a curve on the outside of the ear on the right. Let's add that fold on the inside. Now we're going to go back one more time and just clean up our drawing, just erasing those underlying sketches. And now that we cleaned up our drawing, we're going to go back and just darken up our contrast. So we're going to start with the nose. Now we're going to start on the left side and work our way across towards the right. And this will minimize the amount of smudging that our hand's going to create. Just tracing this out. And we're just going to darken up the inside of the nose, going around that highlight. And from here, it's going to work our way around the eye. And we're going to add a little bit more weight to the bottom edge of our lines. So along the bottom of the brow it gets a little bit thicker, and then we're just going to taper that out. I'm just going to trace out the inside of the iris. And we'll add a small highlight along the top, just a little curve, and we'll just darken up the center of the pupils. Again, just tracing out the inside of the iris for the pupil. And a small highlight along the top. And we'll darken up the bottom of the pupil. I'm gonna go back and just lightly shading the inside of the iris. And then an optional step is to add some shadows across the bottom. So we're gonna imagine the light's coming from the top left side of our page going across our character. So the shadows will sit on the opposite side, along the bottom right. This will give some shape to our drawing. So just placing those shadows along the bottom of the brow. And just fading that up. So a little bit of shadow going across the top of the eye. And once we finish shading on our drawing, we'll be sure to sign our artwork, and that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of Sonic the Hedgehog, and you can see that we get a much more accurate representation of our drawing by starting off with the basic shapes before we add in the details. And if you enjoyed today's lesson, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe because we're posting new lessons every single day. And again, if you want more details on our art supplies, I'll leave a list with links in the description below. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.